Hi all and welcome to my channel again. So today we are going to put up a very small script and talk about the Cisco Meraki. So basically we will develop a script through the RESTful API approach, of course, and we are going to talk about Cisco Meraki. But there is a catch to it. The script that we are going to develop will be in a bit of chunks so that we can understand the um, concept of the automation of Cisco Meraki, how we are building it step by step, uh, like getting the first the organization ID, which is the uh, fundamental for today that we are going to code on Python. Then slowly and steadily we are going to upgrade the script, or we are going to enhance the script in a way that we are going to create a a network, and then we are going to create a network template, and then we are going to bind the template with the particular network that has been provisioned on the Cisco Meraki, right? So before going to this, what is Cisco Meraki? So basically it's a uh, concept from Cisco, of course, to simplify the networking topology. It allows all the businesses to control their entire network infrastructure from a single centralized dashboard for Cisco. The core users for Cisco Meraki is centralized management, which basically controls the routers, switches, firewalls, and security cameras. Remote deployment, like configuration of hardware online before shipping it to physical site. You can even do the OS upgrades on the Cisco Meraki for the devices that you have subscribed to it. Simplified security, so you can deploy automated firewall updates and threat protection across multiple branches. You can track network traffic, monitor connected devices, and see the bandwidth usages in real time. And then you can secure the Wi-Fi provisioning. There are various product categories for Cisco Meraki, like the MX series, MS series, MR series, MV series, and they have their own features and their own benefits, right? So the main benefit for Cisco Meraki is to add a new location or a hardware to the network seamlessly, right? You do the firmware patches and security signatures updates automatically via the cloud, and it basically reduces your IT costs, right? So today we are going to talk about how to fetch the org ID for the Cisco Meraki, right? So that will be the main fundamental today, how we are going to do that, right? So let's get on with the demo or with the coding. So I already created and tested that code, but I'm going to rewrite this again, right? So let's say you want to start the code, so you can do Meraki dashboard API demo, right? And we are going to get the what are the operations that we are going to perform. So one by one we are going to enhance it. So in today's video we will just see how to get the organization ID for a particular Meraki. So various vendors have their own organization ID. You can also register into the Cisco Meraki for free of cost, or you can also go to the sandbox for Cisco, and from there you can open up Cisco Meraki and then you can register it there as well. So operations performed, uh, there will be one operation performed today, that is getting the organization ID. So there could be multiple organization IDs for your organization, right? They would have taken multiple organization ID, but generally it's one. On a personal level also, you can as an individual go and enroll yourself. So Cisco will provide you organization ID for yourself as well. So let's say I have already registered on the Cisco Meraki, so that's why I'm logged in over here, right? And if you would go to the profiles over here, my profile, so the main important part that is required for the automation is your API key, which gets generated under my profile, right? So you can see there is a sample API key that I have already generated, and then you can leverage this API key to uh, get the information, or if you want to do any provisioning, or if you want to do any remediation use case through Python onto the Cisco Meraki, so that you can do, right? So let's get on with it. imported this. Now I'll import the request because requests forms our base. And then if you would have seen into our last video, we are using basically .env. I have already created my key with the name of Meraki underscore API underscore key, so that's already there. It's just because of the security purpose we cannot show the key over here. So this is one. Now I'll have to do the loading of the environment variables. So first let me put it like this. Load, we give a space, environment variables. So we case it out. So we are going to load the environment variables like we have done it in the past. Oh my bad. Right, so here the environment variable is just a single environment variable. That is our API key, right? So I will do API key equals to os dot get. So my file and my API key is in the same location, so I do not need to provide the path. So I will just simply mention it as get env. Then you can do Meraki API key, right? And then we are going to put up the base URL. So the base URL for Meraki is always api.meraki.com, right? You can put an HTTPS to that because HTTP won't work. Nowadays all the vendors are using HTTPS, nobody uses HTTP. Right, and then it's currently the API it's using as v1. Right, so this is it. And then okay, so in a headers there is very one important variable. That header is called as x Cisco Meraki API key, right? So I don't know if you would have seen it in the past. There was a swagger for Cisco DNAC that I showcased you. So similarly there is a Meraki swagger which you can search, right? And you can go over here. I'm not sure if this is the same one. No, I don't think so. Let me go back. Okay, anyways, I'll close this out. Okay, so this is the Meraki dashboard API v1. You can open this one. I think if this doesn't suffice, then I don't know what is going to be. But yes, it should have the APIs. If not, then we are going to search it. Yes, so you can see that these are the APIs given over here, right? So let's say if you want to configure or you want to get any information, right? So let's say I want to get the get org id. Okay, organization id. So if I want to get the organization id, I can search for that, right? So it might provide you to get the organization, right? So here is the organization id API, which you can refer from the Cisco Meraki swagger dashboard, and you can also see the code snippets over here, right? There is a Meraki module that you can import, or if not, then you can simply put up the API key, right? So this is how the Python code looks like. You get the API organization ID, you put up your Cisco Meraki API key, and then you get the response, right? This is not the complete header. If you would see the configuration over here, you'll have to put a variable over here which is basically something like this. This is not mine for the information, this is not mine. You need to put this up over here, and even before that you have to put very important variable. Let me go over there and showcase it to you again. Okay, So we are back over here again, and I'll put the variable. Please note that this is a very important variable. X Cisco, sorry, it's lowercase after this, Cisco Meraki API key. Okay, so only API is caps, rest all the first letter is caps, and after that it's lowercase, right? So we have to put our API key over here, which is already there, so I will put it like this. And then the content type and the accept, which is basically your application JSON, so I'll put it over there. So content type, it's application slash JSON, and the next one is accept the application. So this is going to take time. If you are a new beginner or a new learner, it might take time, right? So please be patient about it. In time these things will come to you, and you can develop yourself into a very good automation expert or a coder, because this takes your level somewhere close to an automation engineer, not even close, but yes, better than an automation engineer, right? The other skills that you need to hone are uh, basically how you code with Python, how you handle the exception errors that might come into the code, right? So that is the things that you have to handle right now. We are going to get on with our next function, which is basically, so I have put up uh, to load the .env file. That all we have done, and then we have put up the base URL that we are going to use for Cisco Meraki in the headers. Now we are going to jump into the function creation, where we are going to create a very simple function to get the organization ID, right? Okay, so now we have created this, and then we will do def get underscore org underscore id stars. Then URL we are going to use as that will be your base URL, followed by you can refer from here what we have used, it is organizations, right? So slash organizations, and then uh, please make sure that you only put up this one, because this is something that you have to fetch, not as to provide. You do not have to provide this, but you'll have to fetch this value first, right? Only once you are able to fetch this value, then you can provide this values to other areas, right? So if you are trying to get the organizations, or you are trying to get the organization, then yeah, I think this is the right API, right? So this is what you have to use over there, right? So now we have to get the organization. We'll put up the response, right? So REST API is all about the request and the response. So I'll do a response where we are going to do a requests dot get. So if you remember, we first put up the URL, followed by the headers is equal to headers, right? And then that's it. There is no payload over here. We have to give response dot raise for status, right? And then we have to give organizations is equal to response dot json, and if not organization. So let's say if the organization is not there, so it has to print no organization form. So see, I have logged in with the name of Divakar, but I do not know my organization ID. So I need to now find out as an individual what is my organization ID first, right? So exceptions, raise exception, sorry, not exceptions, no organization found, no org ID found. We can do that, right? So that's perfectly okay. And then what we are going to do is org is equal to organizations, sorry, let me copy it from here, and then it will be the 0th element because you will get this in the list format. Okay, and first element we are taking. Now we are going to the part where we are going to print the, sorry, organization and organization ID, right? So that will be the /n organization. So you can do it like this. Org, it will come like name. This is the one, and then we'll get the org ID. So I'll get ID, return org ID. Okay, so our function for the organization is complete. We have used the URL which we are basically using over here, right? So if I go to the code snippets and if I go to the Python, and you can see that already this particular code has been given over here, right? So we are using the same base URL along with API v1 and then organizations, right? So we are getting the same thing. We are raising the get request, in which we are providing the URL and the header that we have created above along with the API key. Then we are getting the response in a JSONified format, and then we are checking whether the organization ID was received or not. If not, then no organization ID found. We are taking the first value of the org, and then we are getting the org name and org ID, right? So basically we are fetching the org's entire information. Now we are returning this org ID. Okay, so that's the total and entire information that we are trying to fetch. I think there is one miss that I have done over here. I should have put up this quotations instead of here. Sorry, I should have put it up over here. Okay, so I believe we put over there. Yes, I think so. Yes. Let's see. Now we are building up the main function. So main, and then go with the main function. So that will be def main, right? And we will give it a try. We are doing some exception handling over here just to make sure our code is good. Is equal to get org ID is the name of the function that we are going to call. Very small, then accept. Let's do exception as e. Let's rent slash n error, and then print e, that should be fine. And then finally if underscore underscore dunder method name is equal to again dunder main, yeah, and then we are going to call the main function. Okay, so I think we are done. Let's run this out, run it. Let's see if everything is working fine or if there is any kind of issue. Find it out. Yeah, so I think everything is fine. So now you can see that the organization is organization name. I should probably mention it as Divakar Sharma, but that's my organization, right? And then the organization ID is 1783926, right? So we were able to successfully fetch our organization ID. So that's about it for today. Now in the other videos we are going to slowly and steadily enhance our Cisco Meraki code that we have currently written, because this is a very baseline code. In the next section we are going to talk about how to create the org ID, right? How to create or provision a particular network, right? So we are going to talk about provisioning of the network. So that will be our second video. I hope this video was informative to you guys related to Cisco Meraki, and I will see you in the next video with the enhanced code for Cisco Meraki that we are going to do it together. Thanks for your time. Thanks all.